Hi, thanks for pressing play. My name is Carol Lempert. I am a teacher and an actress you have probably never heard of, but an actress nonetheless. There are thousands of us across the country. Some of us do community theater, some do regional theater, and some, like me here in Manhattan, do off Broadway theater with an eye toward eventually, at some future point, of course, getting on Broadway. Right now, no one is doing any theater, Broadway or otherwise, but that doesn't mean that the impulse to connect and be creative and express yourself is gone. In fact, I just saw a video on YouTube of the Broadway cast of a chorus line. 20 some odd dancers videotaped themselves doing the big opening number of the show in their driveways, in their kitchens, holding children on their hips. And then they edited the whole thing together. I loved it. My husband, who is a master improv teacher here in Manhattan, is teaching classes online, and he is reaching students in places like Pittsburgh and Prague and Portugal. Who knew that cities that start with the letter P really loved comedy all that much? It's crazy. And all of that is happening because the first thing that you learn as an actor is the show must go on. You don't really learn this like you learn a lesson in school. You just sort of absorb it as being true. When your 10-year-old nemesis drops a 5-pound paperweight on your big toe right before your entrance as the gingerbread girl in your grade 3 production of Hansel and Gretel, and your teacher, Mrs. Lanier, asks, "Carol, honey, do you think that you can still walk?" What you learn is the show must go on. When your shop partner in 10th grade woodworking class hands you a belt sander with very little warning and you end up accidentally sanding the skin off your left hand — I still got a big scar here — the day before the opening of the school play, which ironically is called The Monkey's Paw. I'm not kidding. And the director says, "It's fine. We'll just change the lines to show that your character got injured last week." What you learn is the show must go on. This isn't just some ego-driven indulgence. What you learn, whether you are the star of the show or you're playing the gingerbread girl or you're running the lights or running the box office, you're part of this thing that is bigger than you. And if you don't play your part, the thing grinds to a halt. Right now, I know you're playing your part. It is probably not the part you imagine you'd play when you signed up, but it is the part you've been cast in. You are likely seeing things that the rest of us will never see, and it's got to be emotional and draining. I can't even imagine, and a little bit scary. But the show must go on because life must go on. In the face of death and disease, life goes on. If you looked at my acting resume, one of the things that might leap out at you is the number of plays I've done where life must go on is the theme of the play. I have been cast over a dozen times as a Holocaust survivor. Something about me must scream suffering but resilient. 3 of those times were in a play called The Diary of Anne Frank. In fact, I think I'm the only actress in all of America who has played all 3 Frank women. When I was a teenager, I played Anne. In my 20s, I played her sister, Margot, and about 10 years ago, I played her mother, Edith. To get ready for roles like these, you have to do a lot of research. And one thing I learned about was the concept of something called Shemira. Shemira is the Jewish ritual of watching over somebody's body from the time of their death until their burial. The idea is that a person's soul gets a little lost and confused during this time and needs some company. Shemira is practiced out of respect for a loved one. When you perform this service, you're thought of as the guardian of the dead. Now, what I've recently learned is that the Hebrew word shemira refers to all forms of guard duty, including military guard duty. Thank you for being our shemira. Thank you for helping our loved ones. And mostly, thank you for playing your part. The show has got to go on.